Have you always dreamed of turning photography into your full-time job or wanted to start a photography business and have zero clue where to start? Well, you're in luck because today I'm going to give you 5 practical steps to start a photography business from scratch in 2022. Let's dive in. Hi guys, my name's Hannah. I'm a Michigan-based weddings and couples photographer turned educator here to help you level up your biz. Today we're going to deep dive into my biggest tips and tricks for starting a photography business from scratch in 2022. I'm going to break this into 5 practical steps for you guys on where to start. The first practical step I would take in creating my photography business would be to invest in education. I'm sure this doesn't come as a shock to most of you, but I truly believe that no one is going to be willing to invest in your photography business until you're willing to invest in it. Am I talking about going out and spending thousands of dollars in photography equipment and gear? No, I'm talking about being able to shoot in manual, understand the basics of lighting and composition, understanding how to edit a professional image. These are all things that will create a solid foundation for your business and provide a quality service. So before you jump into all of the next steps that I'm going to be talking about, I want to make sure that you guys really prioritize investing in education. There's so many great resources out there. There's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's Instagram. There's so many photographer educators, including myself, that are out there willing to share their tips and tricks so that you can up-level your business. The second practical step I would take in creating my photography business would be to create a portfolio. Photography is a very visual service that we're providing to clients. So clients and the people that we're serving need to know and see that we can produce consistent results before they're willing to hand their money over, right? So how do you build that portfolio that draws people in, that proves consistency to clients is the big question. The first piece of advice I would give to building your portfolio is to do model calls. Model calls are when you just post on social media, maybe just text a friend up and say, hey, can I take pictures of you? This is friends, family, people in your circle already. Utilize the resources that are right in front of you. I would recommend taking pictures of the things that you want to get into. So for example, if you're wanting to shoot weddings and couples like myself, I would recommend finding all your friends that are in relationships and being like, hey, can I take pictures of you guys? Not only is this going to give you really great in the moment experience in the niche that you're hoping to get into, but it also will give you something to put on that portfolio and prove to others, hey, I can do this. The second way I would recommend to get content for that portfolio are styled shoots or content days. These are something that a lot of photographers put on that are intentionally created to get content for a portfolio, for a website. These are all great ways when you're starting out to get really awesome content. A great way to find styled shoots or content days, it's as easy as going to Facebook and searching location specific, like for example, I would search Michigan styled shoots or Michigan photographers. A lot of times there's a lot of groups out there that already have these events planned, they're ready to go, and you just have to look and find something that's your vibe. If you can't find anything on those Facebook groups, that's maybe what you're envisioning or just the vibe you're going for to add to your portfolio, create your own. Call up a few friends to be your models, get the props that you might need. You can create the vision that you have to add to your portfolio. Don't feel restricted by maybe what people are already offering. Create your own. Moving on to my biggest piece of advice for building a portfolio that stands out, because it's no lie that there's thousands and thousands of photographers, you need to have the 2 C's, which is consistency and creativity. When I say consistency, I'm talking about consistent edits as well as consistency among what you are shooting. So if you want to get into dog photography, let's say, you need to have consistency among your portfolio, showing that almost all the pictures you're taking are of animals or dogs. Or if you want to be a wedding photographer like myself, you need to show that most of your portfolio is directed towards couples and weddings. You're not posting pictures of your dog. The second element of that portfolio that's going to stand out is the second C, which is creativity. And I think this is where it's really important to draw on your own unique personality, because every photographer is unique in their own way. Think of what draws your eye when you look at photography. Is it the emotion? Is it the colors? There needs to be a creativity in whether your edits or your posing. There needs to be a creative element in there that kind of sticks out, that makes your photography not the same as the photographer next door. The third step I would take in creating my photography business from scratch is the most intimidating for most photographers, and that is to start charging. I know that can feel like a really scary step for somebody who's a beginner, somebody who's never charged before. There can be a lot of added pressure when you start charging. So one thing that I want to just put out as a disclaimer or a reminder to you guys is that it is absolutely okay to start charging low. I know so many photographers and educators preach, don't undersell yourself, and I believe that. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all formula to pricing. Gosh, I wish there was. How easy would life be, right? If there was just a formula that could tell us our expert level and the time it's taking and how much we should be charging, but there isn't. So I would advise you, if $20 is within your comfort level and you don't feel like that's gonna add an immense amount of pressure for your first paying client, charge $20. If you think you can do $50, charge $50. The beauty of pricing, you guys, is that it can and should increase as you get better, as you establish yourself more as a business owner. So if you feel comfortable charging $20 for your first session, go for it. But the next session, after you've gotten the jitters out of charging for the first time, charge $40. The session after that, charge $60. There should be incremental increases in your pricing as you go, but don't feel intimidated by having to charge for the first time. It is okay to charge a small amount and grow from there. The fourth step that is essential to starting a photography business is finding clients. So, we've talked about understanding your craft. We've talked about building the portfolio. We've talked about starting to charge, but who are you going to charge if you don't have clients? So let's break it down, how to find clients in 2022. Okay guys, I know a lot of you probably already know me from Hannah McLean Photo on my Instagram, so it's no secret that I am going to preach social media marketing all over this section, because the biggest tool that photographers and small business owners have in 22 at the tip of our fingertips for free is social media. I know social media can be a hot topic. Some people like it, some people don't. I also have a love-hate relationship with social media. It's not always the best, but when it comes to marketing a business, it is absolutely the best tool that we have at our fingertips. And if you're not using it, you need to be. A few great ways to utilize social media marketing to find clients in 2022 is to use location-specific hashtags. So when you're creating content and just posting pictures of your work and displaying it, which you should be doing because social media is a great way to display that portfolio, you need to be using location-specific hashtags to bring in clients that are within your area. So when I say location-specific hashtags, I'm talking about the city or the state you're in. So for example, if you were a Phoenix, Arizona photographer, you would hashtag most of your photos Phoenix photographer, Phoenix family photographer, Phoenix wedding photographer, Arizona photography. These are all tags that someone might be likely to look up in your area and find you and book you. Not only should you be using location-specific hashtags, but also using the location tags that are on top of the post so that people can go to those tags and see what photographers or what services are in their area. Another way to find clients on social media in 2022 is to engage with an audience within that area. So how do you find that audience? Well, those location-specific hashtags and tags that I just talked about, you can click on them and engage with all the people that are in that area. That's a great way to build relationships, to have marketing skills, to meet people in your area that might be looking for a photographer or your services. Moving on from the social media aspect of things, there are other ways to market yourself, and the other largest way I would suggest doing so is word of mouth. Word of mouth is usually one of the strongest leads you can get. If somebody you know and trust is already recommending you, this is a great way to get a foot in the door. So how do we get people to start chatting about us? A few great ways to get people chatting about you and sharing your name is offering client referrals. So a client referral system might look something like offering 10% for a returning client if they come back, or offering 10% to someone they refer as well as them, so that both the referrer and the referee are getting a discount, which is encouraging them to talk about you, to bring new clients in. And it doesn't even have to be an existing client. If you've never had clients before and you're looking to get word of mouth out there, you can have somebody that maybe you did a model call with or a free session just as practice, have them write a recommendation for you as a gift for the free photos, or have them talk about you and give a client referral system. This is a great way to get the ball rolling, get people talking about your business, and to bring people in. The fifth and final step I would take in creating my photography business from scratch is to make it legal. Okay guys, I know this is a little less fun of a step to talk about, and it can be a very intimidating task to take on in your business journey. I want to disclaim that I am by no means a legal expert, and I would definitely consult with a legal expert on this topic because every state is different, every business is set up different, and it's important that you are protected as a business owner. The first step I would take in making it legit/legal is setting up an official business. It's different in every state. Everybody's business is set up in different ways, but you need to make sure that your personal assets as a business owner are being protected. Another really great way to ensure that you're protected as a business owner and individual is to have a contract system in place. I am a huge proponent of contracts. It's so important to have contracts because sometimes we think that we're on the same page with clients, but we realize at the end, maybe we weren't. Maybe there was some kind of miscommunication. It's just so important to have contracts in place to not only protect ourselves, but the clients as well. When they get a contract, they should feel like they know what they're being promised. We know what the agreements are. If there's any ever kind of dispute or disagreement about the final product or service that was delivered, you can go back and reference the contract. It's just a great way to make sure that you're protected. It should give you a lot of peace of mind and the client as well. Now that I've gone over the 5 steps that I would take to create a photography business from scratch in 2022, I would love if you could drop a comment below on which of these topics you'd like me to dive deeper into. I know each of these 5 topics could be their own video, so just go ahead and leave a comment on which one you're most interested in seeing broken down further. If you liked this video, I would love if you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys next week.